Hey guys, welcome back to Tactical Pontoon. I am James, and we're going to be talking about the Lantac E slash CTG9 enhanced Glock trigger for the Glock 17 and the Glock 19. This guy was sent over to me by Tim at Delta Strategic Stippling, so that I could do a bit of an evaluation on it and fix it. Now, granted, he had not run this trigger before, but we had talked about the Lantac super short reset 3.5 pound connector, which obviously was going to be part of this kit. And if you have read or watched my video on connectors, you will know that the Lantac SSR 3.5 is the same as the Ghost basic 3.5 that everybody buys for like $15 or $12. Very mushy, very bottom of the barrel, but it breaks people into modifying their Glock. So a lot of people are running these and not knowing that there's so much better out there. So we got to talking. He wanted me to go over it and fix it, send it through my process, so it gives me a chance to look at it. Now, that system, I believe MSRP is like $186, so it's not a cheap trigger. Lantac does not make cheap products. They are known in the AR world for premium bolt carrier groups, premium barrels, and various other things. About 1.5 years ago, they got into the Glock market. Probably more well known for their Glock barrels, which are very beautifully machined and very beautifully priced at about $230. Kind of out of my budget range, but you know, some days ramen is out of my budget range, so what do I know? Comes with like 3 different striker springs. Comes with the striker spring, or the striker safety plunger that is kind of polished. It's machined, it's new. So you're getting a few extra things with this trigger kit, but unfortunately you're also getting this connector. Comes with a factory trigger block housing, nothing special there. Trigger spring, that's the basic stuff, easy stuff. This one that I have done has my over travel set screw in it, so it is improved there. This is not going to be a video where I put it into a trigger or into a pistol frame. We rack the slide. I tell you how much the trigger breaks at and all that good stuff. No, this is more of the technical side. I'm sure you're going to find videos on this trigger where they tell you how amazing it is and all that stuff. That's not really where I'm interested in going. This is more of the technical side. Next up, if you read the website, they allude to the fact that they use a trigger bar that they personally have built. I don't know if they've mixed up the terminology between trigger bar and trigger connector. Hard for me to say, because looking at this trigger bar on this trigger, it's a factory Glock Generation 3 trigger bar. That's what it is. It's not proprietary. It's not something that they built kind of like Lone Wolf did their own, or Zev. This is a factory Glock trigger bar. That's not exactly a bad thing, honestly. That being said, the other thing that did not quite match up to what the website showed, which I completely understand, you're going to have changes as you go along, is this guy right here, where the trigger bar interfaces with the safety plunger. This is a bit extreme. This is getting closer to like agency arms territory. Sometimes a design like this will hang up and keep your slide from going into battery. I did not find that to happen in the trigger or in the frame that I used, but do know that that is a possibility. If I was building this myself, or rebuilding it, or had the option to, I would replace this trigger bar. Now, there's another reason why I would replace this trigger bar. What they did to polish this trigger bar, from the best that I can tell, is they did a tumble polish, or similar to like a rock polisher, if you will. This trigger bar is put down into various medias, and it's tumbled until it is polished. Now that, if not done, depending on the different media and whatnot, it leaves a bit of a grainy surface. It's going to be polished, but it's more of a matte finish. And if you look here, you can still kind of see it. It's shinier. It's more polished than when I got a hold of it, because I went over it, but I didn't, on the non-working surfaces, I just did not spend the time on it to get this crap out of here. It's still kind of rough. The working surfaces I have polished down so that they're actually worthy of running in a gun. Reason why? You want something, it gets more consistent the smoother it is. So I wanted to make sure that it was consistent up to my standards, so I spent the time there doing that. Now, as I said, normally I would have thrown this trigger bar away and just started over. Unfortunately, Lantac did not really give me that option. You can see where that's blanked off on this side. And I'm really not sure, I didn't go too far into what they actually used to attach the trigger bar to the trigger shoe. But I wasn't going to ruin a very expensive trigger shoe, so I did salvage the bar as best I possibly could. It's still going to be a good trigger. You're probably not going to notice much of a difference, but as a trigger guy, I'm not happy with this bar. Trigger shoe is nice. It's a basic flat face design, very pretty. It works, it feels good in your hand, or on your finger if you will. So there is that. But coming from my point of view, this trigger bar is not what it could be. And especially before I polished it, it's a bit gritty. I've taken this one and I've finished the working edges, but for a $185 or $186 trigger system, I just was not impressed with the fit and finish on this. So it's better now. It feels pretty good. It feels good. It really does. Now, right out of the box, I just threw it into my Glock 26, and it wasn't bad. It reset pretty decent. Really wasn't anything all that special. The other thing about the design of this trigger shoe, while we're here, I do have my trigger shoe shootout or on my website where I talk about pre-travel shoes and the design of trigger shoes. This one is similar in design. If you look back here, you see that slot. Okay, that is shorter than factory. I would say it's closer to like an Overwatch when it comes to how much take-up you're going to have. Overwatch is a good trigger system. I like the Overwatch triggers. This one you will find acts relatively like an Overwatch if you were just to throw this trigger bar into a gun. So really, that's my evaluations. That's my thoughts on the Lantac ECTG9 enhanced Glock trigger system. Is it worth the money? You can probably find this trigger system for maybe $170. I really did not look up prices. Maybe cheaper, maybe $150. I know the CMC, yet another AR company that has decided that they needed to get into the Glock world. And if you know me, you'll know that the CMC is not my favorite trigger at all. Ranks down at the bottom. I consider it a bit of a dumpster fire. It originally came out for $175. It was even less of a trigger system. Didn't include a bunch of springs. I think you're able to find those for 150 or perhaps less. I would hope a lot less. So I'm sure that the ECTG9 Lantac trigger you should be able to find for $150 or so on sale. But knowing the way Lantac stuff is, you're probably going to have trouble finding it because as soon as they release it, people are going to buy it. I honestly would not pay that type of money for it because my own trigger system, and this is where I'm going to plug myself, if you will, is $167 and less pre-travel, less over travel because it is adjustable, a superior connector, a far superior polish job on the entire thing, and you're not going to have this extreme cutout here like this guy does. So for myself, as it being just a drop-in system, yes, it comes with extra springs and whatnot. It's still a bit expensive for my taste and for what it really is right out of the box. So that's the Lantac ECTG9 7459 or whatever. That's my personal thoughts on it. It's a decent trigger. It's a neat looking design, but for some reason, should you ever need to remove this trigger bar, which most people aren't going to need to do because they're not crazy like I am, you're kind of up that creek with a paddle. For me, that's a bad thing. For a lot of you, that's probably not really even a consideration. So that's what it is. That's the Lantac. And I would probably say pass on that guy. It's a good looking trigger. If it's something you want, go for it. It's nothing special. So that's the technical details of the Lantac. Now, before I let you go, because I still have a little bit of wind left in me, I'm just going to give you a quick update on what we've got going on in the tactical pontoon world. Honest Outlaw, doing a trigger for his Glock 45. This guy's about to go out. This is, you'll notice he's doing a black and gold theme, so we got something for him that's going to match in the Elite Marksman. So looking forward to that guy. If you haven't subscribed to Redbeard, that guy, he's got one already. He's got one of my standard Elite Marksman triggers out there in his Glock 31, and my goodness, that is a beautiful build. I also have his Overwatch from, I think it's a Glock 21, but yeah, it's definitely Glock 21, large frame. I went ahead and I fixed that guy for him. It was very mushy. Not anymore. It is beautiful now. That will be going back out. Look for a review on both of these guys coming out soon. Another one that I have in the shop is from John Napolitano. I'm screwing the name up. He's a professional trigger, sponsored by Polymer 80. Wasn't exactly happy with the Polymer 80 trigger, so he sent it in to me. We got it fixed. It is beautiful now. So definitely look forward to hearing about those, seeing those videos. I will link those on the website when they come out. So really, before I spend all night here, that is it. I'm going to wrap up. We will catch you next time on Tactical Pontoon. Any sort of updates or whatnot, you're going to find those first on Instagram. Follow me there. There will be a link down below. And like, subscribe. But if you have any comments, have any questions, put them down below. I will watch this. I will answer them as they come in. So for now, that's it. We will talk to you later.